Hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome to today's webinar. Well, I'm Ankita Kharkar and I am excited to walk through to specific client-wise MF reporting. So let's start it. Let me just share my screen. So first section is we can just go to any specific client via people section. If I just click on any of the client here, I'll be redirected to view my feeds page, right? So this is the first way. How do we go in a client profile? Secondly, I just can search here any specific client and I just can redirect it. And even this is the most important feature. If you see here a plus icon, here I just can go to a specific client by searching. Let's say I'm just typing the name Sonesh, and I just can see here any specific module whichever I want to go through. Just can even search here. If I, let's say if I want to go to overview report, I'm just searching here overview, and here and I'm just selecting this and I'm clicking on go. And I'm redirected to overview section here. Okay, so and there's one more thing I just messed out. Even if I search via Sonesh, and I just can search it via PAN. So if I type the PAN name and if I search it up, it's going to happen. So if I just search and I just, so that's the thing. Now, to go to the client section report, to view to the client reporting, I'm going to portfolio, and under asset section, there's a very first report which we can see is overview report. So under MF, we have total 7 reports. It's overview report, summary, all transaction, unrealized capital gain, notional, and analysis. So under, if I see in the first overview report, you will get the basic summary, like what's your total amount invested, what's the current value, what's the XRR, what's the unrealized gain, what's the absolute return, and as well as here. So if you see down, it's a scheme wise allocation, which has similar thing but is bifurcated via scheme. So total amount invested in a specific scheme or the current value you can see via scheme wise allocation. Similarly, we have other widgets as well. So there's a family member wise allocation, there's a category wise allocation, and there is other widgets as AMC wise allocation as well. Right now you are not able to see it because it's hidden in the filter. If I just go here and if I see, there are 7 out of 8 selected, right? 6. Now I just clicking here, and if I'm doing a generate report, I'll be able to see AMC wise allocation as well, right here. And there's one more important feature. There's a cash flow, which gives you the entire details, the entire investments, how you have done it is basically in a realized manner. So the investment, the total switch-ins and switch-outs you have done, the total redemption, and there's also a lifetime XRR which is calculated on a realized basis. So this is on the cash flow part. There's again a nice feature here given, it's a family member SIP overview. So, in your, if a client is grouped with certain family members, the overall SIPs is he and his family, he or his family has it up. So here there's a basic summary where you get to know there are total count of 3 SIPs with, the total number of amount invested in that specific SIP. So if you click here, you get a detail as well, in what scheme they have invested, what amount, what's the frequency, what's the end date, what's the trigger date. And furthermore, if you just go and view SIP details, you'll get further details like the folio number, the applicant name, and so on, right? So this is something which is there. Now, there's one more important feature. We have launched 3 new widgets, out of which one was AMC wise allocation. Second is, direct and regular investments, which is there. Right now, let me just have a look. Okay. So now this there are two, and other one is broker wise. So let me just go to Mandira properly. I can just show you. So here you can see a broker wise allocation. This is managed and unmanaged. Managed is the the investments which is within your specific ARN, or which is based on the RTA's end, and unmanaged consists of data which is manual or cash related data. So it gives you bifurcation about the investments which client has done via your portfolio and via cash or via manual entry, right? So that's the thing. It's an interesting feature, but just to make a note here is, this feature will only be reflected in a client section if there are the bifurcations of both. Let's say if in a specific client, let's say in Mandira, if there is no unmanaged folios, like if there is no manual entry or no cash entry there, it's purely RTAs and data. So in that scenario, you will not be able to see the widget, because then the calculation is same as what you are seeing at the top, right? So that's the thing. So it will only be visible if there are if that kind of data is available in that specific client. The same is a case of direct and regular. So if a client has both the schemes, it's going to be seen. If he or she doesn't have that specific direct, and if he or she has only direct schemes, it's only you cannot see this widget. Okay. So now if I move towards, there's a filter option here. I'll just go to Sonish because it's easier for me to give that. Just here. Okay. And this is again an important feature here, which gives you an current values of the last 1 year's how your progress was, right? So that's in this graph. Let's move to the overview section again. So here you see in the Sonish, you have a plan wise section called as direct and regular. So that's how it is. Now, if I go here, there's a filter option here where we have three options. Now, this is a filter where, I can just search the filters, like the, the schemes which I want to see. Like, let's say if I select two specific schemes, I'll be able to see the data only related to that specific schemes, right? And then probably my overall current value will get changed. That's the thing. And also, what I if I want only, let's say, some of my clients to see only let's say here, as I came, can you see here, MC wise allocation is hidden. The reason is because it's I have not added this option in the save filter. Like, I don't want my all clients to see AMC wise allocation, so that's hidden. So we can save this filters. So there are three options. One is current client, one is all client, and one is reset all client. Now, when you save any filter based on current client, that filter settings are reflected to that specific client. Okay. And when you save it for all clients, excluding the current client, like let's say you have saved some settings where you want certain certain of your clients to show on only specific widgets, like let's say cash flow and scheme wise allocation, and all others you want to show all the widgets. So I'll be saving for all clients, so it will not reflect, it will not replace my settings for the currently
Ankita,
saved. Yeah.
we have a request to go a little slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, fine. So okay, so now there is a reset all client option there. Now in reset all client, what happens is, the settings will be saved for all client irrespective of whatever settings you have saved for your current clients, that would get replaced. Okay. So, and this is done via clicking on save here, not via generating a report here, right? So that's something based on the filter part. Now, if I go here, I have an add new section here. Now this is basically one section where I can add manual mutual funds, right? So I can just select my family member or my client, and I can just type the specific scheme which is there. Let's say access liquid fund. I can just write the folio number here, whatever is there. 1 second. What does we hide? Okay, I can just write the folio number, let's say 12345. And if I just, okay. Now here is a transaction type. I just can choose purchase here. This is, okay. I just can select any specific date when I've done the transaction. I just need to select the transaction amount. Just make and sure that you are just putting a valid transaction here. Sometimes because when sometimes what happen, we do put a transaction just for a test purpose, and it might reflect the overall XR. Let's say the NAV for specific transaction was 200 right now, but I've just put it as, let's say if I put 100, so it's like 10 it's like 10 per units, right? That's the NAV price right now, if I see from this data, right? So so this is how I can add the transaction. Even I can just specifically, okay, okay. So now there is one more thing here is, sorry, I'll just go here. I have one more option here as import data, right? So if I go to import data, I can choose a CAS file here, and I can upload it, whatever CAS file I wanted, and I can just upload it up here, and I can just put a password here, right? And just click on upload, and my files get uploaded. And I can also view the status of the specific file here, right? If and I get a status here. It's not there right now for the specific client. Here, if I go, so these are how our statuses look like. Like, let's say this is a file which is imported. It gives me the status there that the file is imported, but there might be certain unmapped investors. Like unmapped investors, I mean, like the clients or family members which are not being created in our system, okay, and their pan is not been mapped. So I can just right from here, I can just map the client, that specific client or that specific investor to a specific family member. So that's how it is there here. Then there is an option called as unmapped transaction. Right now you're not able to find it because there is no such unmapped transaction. The system has automatically detected whatever transactions are there, and it's being saved properly. Okay, and there's an unmapped scheme if any scheme is not been mapped, or so this is a very rare scenario. Usually unmapped investors are something which we guys need to check it if the things are the specific pan entry is not there in our database, because the client is not being created, or the family is not family member is not being created. So that's how, and we can just save and proceed it. That's how it work out in this thing. And there's also an option here to transact online, where just I can put Mandira, and I can just do a transaction online via BSC or NSC. Right now I will not proceed to this specific transaction because our main purpose of the demo is MF reporting, so I'll be going on that specific end. right? So this is how the things are there. Now here there's a download option. If you see, one is downloading this entire thing in the PDF part. So if I click on PDF, there would be a report which would be downloaded. So this is the MF report which has been downloaded here in a PDF format. The same, there is an option for WhatsApp. I can just, if I want to share the PDF to the WhatsApp, I can just do that by clicking here. But I need to log in via WhatsApp web and I just need to go there. So that's how it is. And if in any scenario, if we feel, the data is not intact or it's not updated, you always have a refresh button here. However, it's a very rare scenario where you might find that the data is not updated, but you can always go here and reload the page where, it is the page, it gets refreshed automatically and you will have the exact data, whatever you feel, right? So that's the thing for the overview. Just want to log into Sudesh.
Ankita, the users want to understand the difference between all clients and reset all client option under the filters.
Okay, I'll just make it again. One second.
Sure, thank you.
Sure. Okay. So now here there is a filter. Um, so current client is something. Let's say let's say I want to hide my cash flow for two or three of my clients. I don't want to show them my cash flow or something, right? So what am I doing is I'm just selecting this current specific client and I'm clicking on a save button, right? So what would happen for those specific clients? Let's say the cash flow widget would be hidden. So that is one thing. Now, when I do all client, so let's say for client Sonish, if I have hidden a cash flow section, it would be hidden. So let's say if I just go here and I have just okay, let's select the cash flow part. Okay, and now if I save this setting, uh, so that settings are saved for the current client. Now if I just go home and if I just come back, or if I can even generate the report. So now if you see for Sonish, the cash flow is not visible right now, right? So that is hidden in his section, right? So let's say here there are two widgets which are hidden. One is the cash flow and one is the AMC wise allocation, right? Now let's say I just go to Mandira. Now here, if I save the filter, okay, I'm saving the filter for all of my clients, right? So if I save the filter for all of my clients where I've just selected all the filter view, right? Broker wise allocation, AMC wise allocation, everything, right? And if I save it, it would be applied for all of my clients excluding Sonish. So see here the filters has not got affected, right? But if I go back to Mandira and if I do if I go to any of the clients specifically and just I do a let's say I guess this one, let's okay, it's fine, this is another one. And if I just say I am just hiding the subcategory wise allocation here, and if I'm saving the filter, I'm checking the reset all client. previous setting which was saved for Sonesh will get reset. Okay. But when I do an all client filter, whatever I save, the individual clients for which I have saved the filter, that would not get resetted. It would remain intact. But in reset all client, all the clients whose settings on an individual manner was saved would get resetted. So let's see. I have just selected all the things, and I've just did a summary, sorry, subcategory wise allocations unselected, and I've just saved it. Okay, that's fine actually. Now if I go again to Sonesh, and if I land to view page, now if I see, I can see the MC wise allocation, I can see the cash flow, but I can't see the uh, subcategory wise allocation. So the settings has got resetted, and individual settings saved for a specific client has got reset. So that's what's the difference between current client, all client, and reset all client. I hope it's clear now, probably. Okay, let's move forward. um, this is one more important feature, but this not in our webinar right away. It's a loan against mutual fund, where your clients can apply for loan against MF. So let's move towards the summary report. So summary wise report here. Now this is a view of summary wise report, where we have uh, this report specifically based on unrealized structure. So here the amount invested which you are seeing is an unrealized unrealized pattern. Whatever amount invested is, it's not a realized amount invested. So this is a dividend payout column here, withdrawal, switch out, current value, balance, the latest NAV date, and so on, right? So whatever unrealized profit you have got, what's the invested date is, what's the absolute returns, what's the holding days, so holding days from your investment part. So it's 1410, so it is going to give you as 8, right? Uh, Realized gain or loss. So all these things are there here in the unrealized report. Now this reports in the filter section, you can again have this there are so many other options, and you also have an option called as report type, where you can generate this report uh, based on investor wise, based on category wise, subcategory wise, and investor and subcategory wise. So like, let's say I've done investor and subcategory wise, you will see a list of my family members. Under that family members, what are the subcategory wise schemes, and their portfolio, you will be able to see that specific thing. Again, it has a save filter column. Again, you want to hide any of the column, you can do that via unchecking that specific column. And again, of course, there is always multiple filters here, where you can just go and filter it and generate the report. So that's what is there in the summary part. Here you can download the reports in different formats. There is a PDF, there is an XLS, there is, you can share via WhatsApp. There are morning star and engine format as well. Here you can just try it out by going to that in the summary section and just downloading it to see the format, how it looks out. Now here you get that, and if you click on this three dots, right, you will have different sections here, like the folio master details, systematic transaction details. So if I go to here, right now, if the folio master details are not there, like it is not uploaded by an RT file, or if it's a manual file, or if it's a cast data, and the folio master details are missing, you would not be able to see this. But if your folio master file has been uploaded properly via an RTA files, you would see the data regarding the nominee details, bank details, and so on. So if I see, let's see if anything is there, I guess. Okay, so see here you are able to see the investor details. If there is a joint detail available, it is going to be seen here. If in case of minor, you would be able to see the guardian and guardian PAN. There are bank details which comes up into the picture. There are nominee details, broker details and other data, if anything, right? Like the city, PIN, address, and so on. So that's about the folio detail part. There's one more thing called a systematic transaction details. There's a systematic. So let's see a folio having a systematic transaction. So this is one. So if I go here, there's a systematic transaction detail. So it basically gives the detail regarding the SIPs being started. So let's say here, in case there's one SIP which is monthly, and it's, what's the trigger date, what's the from date, what's the to date, what's the registration date. That's the basic information which has been given. You can also do a transact online, like you can transact via BSC, NSC, or MFU from this specific section. You can order an SOA, and you can view the SOA file here. You can also view the transactions of the specific section via clicking here. These transactions which you see here, when you click on view transaction, that are realized transactions. You can also see the fact sheet of this specific scheme. So it might take some time to load. Yeah, it has got. So so there's a basic scheme details, the fund managers, the basic fact sheet, whatever, the basic scheme details, whatever are there for the specific fact sheet, like what's the risk coverage of the scheme, what is the AMC details, what are fund managers details. You can get all the information here. So I'm just closing this, and probably here one more thing is edit mutual fund. If the mutual fund is manually added, you can edit that mutual fund, or if it's not even added manually, you can add the transactions. Now you see here, these things are disabled. The reason why it is disabled is basically because this all transactions have come via RTSN, like the CAMS and CARPI, and such kind of transactions are not allowed to, we don't allow to edit such kind of transactions, because it's very difficult, from our end. It becomes very difficult to, recode then the specific folio. AM reconciliation becomes difficult here then. So that's the reason we don't allow the transactions which have come from an RTN to change it. But sometimes there is a case where, from RTS and there is no specific transactions which has come up, and in the feed file it's not coming up. In such scenarios, I can just add the manual transaction, and I can save it, and I can proceed. So this is something which is there. Now if I click here, right, since this is an unrealized report, if I click here, the transactions which appear here, you can view the transactions if I click on the scheme name, and this transaction which appears here are unrealized transactions. This XRR is being calculated on an unrealized basis. Okay, so this is one thing. And summary section, there are many other things which we have recently implemented. So if I go to the folio, like let's say if I've done show zero folio, yes. So let's say, and if I click on generate report, so here we have one more extra column called as realized XRR. Now we are calculating realized XRR only in case where a folio has a zero balance unit, that is, it has been redeemed completely. So that's how this is a realized XRR, because the folio here is redeemed, the amount invested is zero, right? In such case, if you just view here, there is the transactions which is viewed here are based on an all I mean real, they are realized transaction. wherever, because we can't show here unrealized transactions because the folio is completely redeemed, right? There would be no unrealized transaction left here. So that's the reason we show here all transactions, whatever were there in the folio, in a realized basis. So that's one thing. So if you see, if in any scenario, see here, wherever there is amount invested is there, there is a realized gain and loss, of course, which we have added. But the XRR is calculated here, which is on an unrealized basis. And if you see realized XRR, it's 0. So realized XRR right now in our summary report is calculated only for the 0 folios. This is a new request which we based on the request we have added this new feature uh, of realized XRR. So that's one thing. And again, of course, you will be seeing at the end, the grand total and of course the total on a subcategory level and all, right? So that's something which is there. So that is there in summary report. And there is one more thing here. There is also a section where you can just adjust the segregated cost. When I do a segregated cost, what happens is the amount invested is being adjusted from the main uh, portfolio of the segregated portfolio. So that's one more thing. Then there is an also backdated option where I can just go backdated and see what was my portfolio that time. What I can just generate a backdated report. We have also given an option of show period where I can just select the from date and I can just select the to date and I can just generate a report at that time. So here we have disabled the zero folio option because here we are showing the opening balance unit and we are showing all the folios which are there in this specific transaction, irrespective of their zero or not. Like, if any of the folio is redeemed within this transaction, buy and redeemed within this transaction, it will be seen, right? So that's the thing. So if I don't want segregated cost right away. Just yes. And if I do generate, so this is how my summary report looks when I select the from date and to date for it. So I have an opening balance here, right? So opening balance in this case, here it is there. What does this mean is, I basically the date which I have selected, the from date which I have selected, the balance, what was the current value on that specific date? That's what opening balance mean here. The thing where you see opening balance is 0, it's basically because no purchase transaction was done, or if the no realized transaction was there before the from date. That's the thing. Even if the purchase transaction was done, it was redeemed. Let's say purchase transaction before the from date was 10 units and redemption was also of 10 units, and after that there were certain transaction between the from date and to date. So that's the reason opening balance is 0 here. uh, Amount invested is based on a realized basis under certain scenarios. Now this is used basically for the XRR calculation here, and so that's something which is there in the uh, reporting part on the from date, and when we select from date and okay, yes, we're done on this section. And we can always download the report under the PDF format, XLS format, as I told earlier. Let's go to the next section, which is all transactions. So this is specifically the all transaction report. This is a realized transaction report where you get the transactions specific report where the transactions whatever has happened. You will see the list of that transaction, the transaction date, transaction amount, units, lock free dates. Okay, here if you see, there is a from date and to date automatically selected because the in summary, I've selected a from date and to date, and then I have moved to all transactions. So the filter got carry forwarded here, right? And that's the reason you can see here opening balance, which is mentioned here, right? The transaction amount which is there. So this is basically the amount, not the current value here in all transaction report, because we need to calculate the total amount, whatever we have invested, which is, so these are the transaction things. Here we also have a lock free date. If it's, you know, if it's an ALS scheme, you can just see the lock free date is given. We have added new one more thing. We have given an average NAV, current NAV feature here, and you can also see here on top, you can just see the amount invested and current value thing, right? So that's something which is there. Again, here there's an edit transaction and delete transaction option, but this gets enabled only in case if the data is manual or CAS. It doesn't get enabled if the data is from RTAs in. So you're seeing disabled here because the transactions are via RTA. So just select all right now. Right now it's all selected. I'll just remove the show period. Yes, and I generated it. Okay. So here also we have downloading option in each of our report. We can download it in PDF, XLS, and we can also share it on WhatsApp. So now let's move on towards unrealized transactions. Now as the unrealized reports, so it's divided into two. If you see, this is a summary view where it gives, you know, according to your family members, what was the overall amount invested, current value, gain, absolute return, and so on, right? And here there is an view where you will find an unrealized transaction view, where you will find the unrealized transaction list of unrealized transaction for all folios, right? So this is something which is there here. Here you will see certain loader, because you know, we can, there are huge transactions which comes up and we can't show all the transaction at once, right? So that time you might see certain loader that doesn't, you know, which will move on to next folios with their transactions. So this is how, again, this has been done. Again, you can just do a backdated report as on and generate the report, and you can hide this summary if you feel, show summary yes or no, and the filters can be saved in each and every of our reports. So it's just not the overview report, it's summary, all transaction, each and everything. Now let us move on towards the capital gain reports. So this is a general capital gain reports which gives you, you know, redemption details, and you know, the grandfathering thing, the basic thing which you guys might require for, you know, the tax part, right? Tax filing. So this is something which is there, where you get a grandfathering effect only, you know, and this is something adjusted rate which is there. You have a short term gain, you have long term gains, you have index gains based on the inflation index rate, that's the thing, based on your CII value. So this is a general capital gain report. You can also just view the period wise breakup for this capital gain, and you do have a option where you can just go select year from calendar or financial year. So the calendar year is, you know, it starts from 1st Jan 2023 and ends to 31st December 2023, and financial year is like to 1st April to 31st March 25. Yeah. So that's how it is in capital gains. You can also, I guess, hide the, if you just want to see the report in summary format, you don't want the detailed format, you can just select the filter and go according. Notional gain is same replica of capital gain, but it's only difference is that, you know, you haven't done any redemption, but it's just giving you a view. If you redeem certain amount, what would be it categorized into, whether it would come into equity long term, whether it would be coming to equity short term, you know. So that kind of thing. It gives you a bifurcation. What would be your gain on loss if you redeem today, right? Based on as on date, right? So that's the thing in notional gain. Again, in capital gains, I just forgot to mention that TDS for NRS has been included, and exit load is also been included. So that's the thing here. And you can download the things like PDF, XLS, WhatsApp. Again, the same thing. XLS, you can, there is one more thing in capital gain. Sorry, I just forgot. Uh, so here, if I download the XLS report, right? So here, if you see, if I download the XLS report, I need whatever, I get everything, whatever I'm required here. I get the summary view, I get a detailed view here, you know, with all this redemptions. Now, again, these redemptions are split based on my purchase transactions, what has been done accordingly. One more thing, there's a schedule 112A format coming up into the picture. There is ELSS report also coming. Like if you have any ELSS schemes, it would be reflected here. So whatever transactions done within that time frame, within that financial year, you would see it here. So that's on the capital gain part. If I go to ELSS again we have an average NAV, current value NAV for ELSS as well. And um so these are basically the ELSS transactions which tell you whether the specific transaction is lock free, how many units are lock free, what are the balance lock free units, and if they are locked in, what are the days in within which they would get lock free. So like here there is 25 days remaining for this specific transaction to get lock free. So that's the general view of ELSS report, and the basic general transaction details are mentioned here. Again, this can be filtered, this can be downloaded. It's the same time, it can, you can just select this transaction type. You can just select the basic show period and just select the from date and to date and go accordingly. So that's all on the MF part. If I come up, now I'll be just moving towards bulk reporting part, where you guys can schedule the specific reports and you can send it in bulk to your specific clients, or you can have bulk report scheduling, like as on when date it will go up accordingly based on your settings done. So here is a bulk report sending section, where I just can send this reports. So if I click on send, I have options like you can see here MF reports option, where there's an overview, there's summary, all transaction, unrealized capital gains, and many more, right? All the reports, basic reports which we want to send it to our clients. So if there's an overview report, there is just one more option, that do you want yourself in CC or no? It's just like the report should directly be sent to a client, or it should be sent to you also. So that's one thing. Summary, we have again a backdated option here, as on when you can just select, if you want to select a report, send a report as on 14th October, you can do that by just selecting the date, whichever you wanted, right? Again, there is an all transaction report, where you have an option of selecting from date to date. There's an unrealized transaction report, ELSS report, capital gain detail report, where you can just select the financial report, the financial year, sorry, and just go accordingly, or the summary report, right? So this is something which is there. And if I now go on summary, and if I proceed, click on proceed. Now here there are three important things, like select the clients manually, use existing client tags and create a new tags, right? So what are the tags? Now basically tag is something I'm giving a name and I'm writing certain description. Let's say I have certain MF only clients where, I just want to send them one specific report, and I have some other clients where I, NRI client where I need to send them two separate reports, or so I just can create a group and name them something and just write here a description. Like I just right now mf, I'm just writing some dummy name here, and just I'm giving a description, mutual fund, right, reports. And if I create, and if I click on map client, right, the tag will enter. Okay, this name is already there, so I'm just writing mutual fund. Let's see, this is there. So now this tag has been created. Now it's just telling me, to select specific category. Like, I want some clients based on goals. I want some clients who has mutual fund only role, clients with zero data in MF, or clients with all the data in MF. So what is the thing which you want? Or there are many options where I can go up and I can just say, or based on current rule, like I just want, like I said, if I just want mutual fund only clients, so I can just select here, and I can, the list comes here, and I can just select specific clients or do a select all, and then I can apply. Okay. And then this clients get mapped, and if I just select randomly right now two clients, and if I click on, okay, I've not selected apply, the when you select apply, the filters get applied actually. And if I just click here and add clients, and save, if I click here, so this get saved, and it asks me, do you want to send the report or not? I'm not going to send right away, but this is how it the basic view is, right, and the basic functionality is. So I'm just clicking on cancel right now. So this is how you can manually send the bulk reports to your clients. Now there is a history which gives you a detail part, the report type, the number of clients, the sent email, the unsent email, the status is whatever, whether it has gone to a specific client or not, whether it is in pipeline, all these things you can just see. You can just view the log details, how many clients the mail has gone, how many bounce email were there, or how many total recipients were there. Like you can just see here, the client name was Mandira, and it has been sent to specific email, and the remark is sent and the status is okay. Okay. Now I'm moving back. I'm just going to schedule part. So here you can schedule the bulk report, whatever is there, right? So how do we do that? I'm just clicking on create new schedule, and just I'm selecting the specific report here. Okay, let's say summary in this case again, right? And I'm just clicking with proceed. Now, when I click with proceed, I have a frequency, like, when do you want this report exactly to be sent? Within a month, you want weekly to be sent, or you want in an year, monthly to be sent, or it should be quarterly sent, right? So this is done based on your schedule, start date and end date, whatever is there, let's say if I've done it 22 to 25, and if I select the frequency weekly, so it gives me the dates as well. See, it would, the first report would be sent on 22nd October, and the next would be after 7 days, and the next to next would be after 14 days. So that's how it works out. And I just need to click on proceed, right? So and then click on send. But I'm not just going to do that right away because mails might get sent, right? So that's the thing. So this is all about bulk reporting part, and I guess I'm done with my MF reporting section. Thank you, everyone. Any question, anyone?
Hello, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah.
Did you cover the transactions for mutual funds?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I might have missed it. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, no, it's fine. We will share the webinar videos on a later.
This back office section that you showed right now, all these options, I am not able to see what you showed. How come? Or is it I have to set up something?
So it's based on roles part and as well as billing.
Okay, depending on the plan you have taken.
No, no. So actually, it's available for all, but it's an add-on where you pay 100 rupees per month additionally. You can discuss this with your RM. Your RM will be able to help you in this.
Any more questions?
The share purchase, how do you do that? Hello, can you hear me, ma'am?
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
So I was saying that currently, since we are only focused on mutual funds, I would rather request you to discuss this with your RM, or we have an upcoming webinar for other asset transactions in the next week. So I'll share that link as well. So Hemant,
Am I audible?
About the ELSS part, right? So ELSS on that clients on the advice side, we have given certain reports where you can see which clients have invested 1.5 lakhs in a year and so on. However, if you want your clients to see, what they have to do is they have to insert use filters in the all transaction report where they have to select a period and subcategory ELSS and then generate the report so they can see that same.
Where can we see the exit load? If we redeem today, what is the exit load that is applicable for a particular client?
So exit load is basically we are not showing it what kind of load, but we are adjusting it in the NAV and the redemption amount itself.
Okay, and in case if so I just checked the unrealized gain as well as the capital gain and the notional gain section. What is being seen here is the capital gain, that is gain or loss that is there, or if a transaction has been done or a redemption has been done, then what is the tax that's coming up. If we need to plan a redemption, that whether we will sell or not sell, depending on the kind of LTCG or STCG that's being applicable, is there somehow we can generate such a report?
So we can just see on the notional gain report, but we
Okay.
can just see the what are the actual gain or
Gain
loss
or
statement.
loss, that we
Yeah,
can see. Yeah, correct. That I am being able to see.
yeah.
But then, okay, the tax based on the LTCG or the STCG based on this gain or loss is not seen anywhere, right?
No, that's not been taken.
Okay.
So TDS for NRI is being taken care, but that is again in the capital gains, not in the notional.
Noted. Okay.
Yeah. Are there any other questions?
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Hi. Hi. Hello.
Madam, suppose I want to send an email from IFANOW. तो वो ऑप्शन है ना, एक्चुअली मैंने देखा, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, इसलिए आपको पूछ रही हूँ।
So what email would you like to send? Bulk report वाला part you are talking about?
नहीं, बल्क रिपोर्ट नहीं चाहिए, मुझे सिंगल सिंगल चाहिए, इसके लिए पूछ रही हूँ। बल्क रिपोर्ट मुझे मिला, मैंने किया भी 1-2 बार, लेकिन बल्क रिपोर्ट मेरे क्लाइंट्स देख नहीं रहे। दे से अरे टाइम वो 8 दिन समथिंग दैट इज देयर नो, विद इन 8 days यू हैव टू ओपन द लिंक, तो वो दे डोंट ओपन एंड देन दे लूज इट। तो
Okay.
मुझे एक इंडिविजुअल रिपोर्ट कैसे भेजते ना, ईमेल कैसे भेजते ना, वो जरा दिखा देंगे तो अच्छा होगा। मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, मैंने किया लेकिन आई डिड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड।
तो मैम व्हाट यू कैन डू इज, एक तो दो तरीके हैं। एक तो जैसे पहले दिखाया था ना आपको कि बल्क रिपोर्ट में जाके आप इंडिविजुअली एक एक करके एक क्लाइंट को भेजना है तो वो भी भेज सकते हैं। एक तरीका
लेकिन उसमें टाइम शेड्यूल है ना, वो लाइक 1 हफ्ते में देखना चाहिए वैसा।
नहीं, ओके ठीक है, तो वो एक है।
मुझे
दूसरा एक और
अटैचमेंट की तरह भेजना है, अटैचमेंट की तरह
हाँ,
भेजना
तो उसमें तो अटैचमेंट की तरह ही जाता है अगर आप यहाँ से भेजेंगे तो।
है। एक बार दिखाएंगे?
यहाँ से अगर अभी मैं मेल करूंगा तो मुझे नहीं आएगा क्योंकि मेरा इसमें अकाउंट नहीं है।
एक minute. So, one second. I'll just show it up. So this is the mail which we have sent to Mandira's account and which we were able to see. So this is the attachment which comes up.
This way I want to send.
So is this is the same option which I showed you on the first part, right? If you go to the bulk report wala section
Okay.
and
WhatsApp से भेजा हुआ है, जिसमें लिंक की तरह जाता है। अगर आप मेल करेंगे ना बल्क रिपोर्ट से तो आपको इस तरीके इसका ऊपर नहीं आएगा।
so अगर आप इधर से जाओगे एंड इधर से प्रोसीड आगे बढ़ोगे एंड देन देयर इज अ सेलेक्ट क्लाइंट मैन्युअली एंड आई जस्ट नीड टू सेलेक्ट द क्लाइंट मैन्युअली फ्रॉम हियर, let's say Sunesh, and I just need to click here and I just need to click on send. That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And the same report, if you see which the report which you have shown, this is the same detailed report which I have shown you in the mail. Like you can see, this is the email ID which comes up.
Acha.
Okay.
Okay. And it gets stored in my Gmail also.
Yeah, you have an option there where you can CC yourself.
Because yes. Okay.
So if you go here under home, if you just click on send, if you click overview, here there is an option to keep me in CC or no.
अच्छा, वो टेम्पलेट वाला किसमें है? टेम्पलेट वेलकम टेम्पलेट है अपना, वो एक्चुअली है ना, थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग है मेरे लिए अभी थोड़ा।
क्लाइंट्स लॉगिन भेजने के लिए क्या उनको?
नहीं, टेम्पलेट्स हम लोग अगर कोई नया क्लाइंट है हमको
हाँ,
भेजना है ना, वेलकम ऐसा वगैरह।
तो वो दो तरीके हैं। एक तो आप पीपल से कोई भी क्लाइंट नया है ना, तो यहीं से आप 3 डॉट से रीसेट पासवर्ड लिंक भेजेंगे तो सेम मिल जाता है। सो एक तो डायरेक्ट तरीका आपको यहीं पे है,
अच्छा।
जो आपको इजी पड़ेगा। दूसरा अगर आपको चाहिए वो प्रेफरेंसेस में यहाँ पे ईमेल बल्क पासवर्ड है, जहाँ से आप वेलकम सबको भेज सकते हो।
अच्छा, प्रेफरेंसेस में। ओके।
हाँ,
ईमेल
प्रेफरेंसेस में ईमेल
टेम्पलेट। ओके।
हाँ
हाँ, ठीक है, ईमेल टेम्पलेट। ओके। यस। ओके। तो ये ईमेल टेम्पलेट करके फिर वो कहाँ पे जाता, वो कैसे भेजने का?
वो आप देखिए, अगर मैं ईमेल बल्क पासवर्ड सेक्शन में आऊंगा ना,
आई कांट हियर यू।
हेलो, अभी आ रही है आवाज?
हाँ।
तो ईमेल बल्क पासवर्ड में अगर आएंगे ना तो आप, तो यहाँ पे बिगिन करके आपको ये बटन दिखेगा स्टार्ट करने का। तो जैसा आप बिगिन पे क्लिक करेंगे तो यहाँ पे क्लाइंट चूज करना है। मान लीजिए आपको इनको भेजना है, लेट्स से मैं सुने,
अच्छा।
तो बस सेम प्रोसेस है, आपको खाली
ओके।
क्लाइंट के भेज देना है।
ओके।
क्या?
डन। थैंक्स। थैंक यू सो मच।
ठीक है।
हेलो।
क्या अहमद?
हाँ जी, ईएलएसएस के बारे में मेरा क्वेश्चन था।
हाँ,
ईएलएसएस रिपोर्ट में मेरे क्लाइंट्स को इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न भरने के समय पर्टिकुलर पीरियड में कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ है वो डिटेल चाहिए ईएलएसएस में। तो टोटल नहीं आ रहा है अपने ईएलएसएस रिपोर्ट में।
Scheme wise we can just give
आप ओपन करिए, बताता हूं मैं। ईएलएसएस हाँ, इसमें आप देखो नीचे यूनिट का टोटल आएगा लेकिन अमाउंट का टोटल नहीं आ रहा है। बैलेंस यूनिट जो है ना वो आया, लेकिन ट्रांजैक्शन अमाउंट जो है उसका टोटल होना चाहिए।
समझ गए सर, ये फीडबैक ले रहे हैं हम लोग, बट अल्टरनेटिवली अगर आपको आपके एंड पे एनालिसिस करना है ना, तो वन थिंग दैट यू
फिल्टर
कैन
करके भी चेक करिए, तो भी पर्टिकुलर पीरियड डाल के देखा है मैंने। ये 6-7 महीने से मैं इसके पीछे फॉलो अप कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन अभी तक हुआ नहीं है। जबकि मैंने
हाँ
सॉफ्टवेयर
ये
परचेज किया तो बोला था कि 2 दिन में हो जाए।
ठीक है, चलेगा, मैं सर ये टीम से डिस्कस करता हूँ, तो कर लेंगे। और दूसरा, अगर आपको तब तक चाहिए ना, तो ऑल्टरनेटिवली आप क्या कर सकते हैं,
बताइए।
ऑल्टरनेटिवली आप क्या करते हैं बीआई में ना, जैसे ट्रांजेक्शन रिपोर्ट इधर भी मिलती है आपको। सो आप एज एन एडवाइजर अगर आपको देखना है, तो यहाँ पे मैं ट्रांजेक्शन रिपोर्ट में जाके इसमें अगर मैं एडिट करूंगा ना, सो यहाँ पे मैं फिल्टर कर सकता हूँ कि मैंने एक पीरियड चूज कर लिया, लेट्स से 2023 से
24 हाँ।
2024। हाँ, 2023 से 2024, और मैंने यहाँ पे एक सब कैटेगरी में ये ऐसे डाल दिया। ठीक है, तो आप एक बार ये कर लेंगे ना, ये
हाँ,
दो फिल्टर्स, उसके बाद फिर आप यहाँ पे ना, यहाँ पे इसका रो ग्रुपिंग में आप जब भी आप ये करेंगे, एक सेकंड, तो इसमें आप इन्वेस्टर वाइज आपको चाहिए ना टोटल,
सॉरी,
इन्वेस्टर वाइज टोटल चाहिए ना आपको इन दैट पीरियड।
इन्वेस्टर वाइज एज वेल एज वो फंड नेम भी।
अच्छा, फंड नेम, ठीक है, तो वो भी मैं डाल देता हूँ।
बट ये बीआई क्लाइंट तो नहीं कर पाएंगे ना।
नहीं, क्लाइंट खुद नहीं कर पाएगा, ये आपके लिए। मैं इसमें आपको सारे क्लाइंट्स का आपको टोटल आ जाएगा, फिर आप इसमें से आप चाहिए तो फिल्टर करके भी आप कर सकते हैं। तो वही मैं आपको दिखा रहा था। तो ट्रांजेक्शन अमाउंट हो गया और इसका टोटल आप कर लेंगे ना, तो यहाँ पे आपको एक रिपोर्ट आ जाएगा जिसमें आपको हर एक स्कीम वाइज, इन्वेस्टर वाइज टोटल मिलेगा कि इस क्लाइंट का इन दिस स्कीम इतना हुआ है एंड सो ऑन। इसमें सॉर्ट भी करके आप देख सकते हैं क्लाइंट का कितना हुआ है। एट योर एंड दिस इज पॉसिबल।
पर्टिकुलर पीरियड के अंदर का आया है।
हाँ हाँ, ये मैंने इधर फिल्टर मारा ना 1 साल का, ये डेटा।
हाँ,
तो ये आप कर पाएंगे, और इसमें आपको टोटल भी मिल सकता है। इसमें आप ओवरऑल एक क्लाइंट का आप स्कीम हटा के भी देखना है आपको, खाली ओवरऑल क्लाइंट लेवल भी देखना है, तो वो भी आप कर सकते हैं कि मैं इसमें कि 1.5 लाख का आपका जैसा लिमिट है, तो वो भी आपको देखना है कि इन्वेस्टर वाइज कितना हो रहा है, तो आप वो करके सॉर्ट भी कर सकते हैं कि किसका 1.5 लाख के ऊपर जा रहा है, किसका 1.5 लाख के नीचे आ रहा है, ऐसा।
एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि क्लाइंट को जब रिटर्न करते हैं तो सीए की ये रिपोर्ट मांगते हैं,
हाँ
और
हाँ,
रिपोर्ट के बेस पर ही वो लोग आईटी रिटर्न फाइल करते हैं।
समझ गया।
तो वो जो रिपोर्ट आ रहा है ना वो एकदम सही है, बस इसमें सिर्फ अमाउंट का
हाँ,
टोटल आ जाना चाहिए।
उसमें टोटल का टीम से डिस्कस कर लेता हूँ, वो हो जाएगा। दूसरा, आपने वो शेड्यूल 112 रिपोर्ट भी हम देते हैं, वो आपने देखा है क्या, जो सीए
नहीं,
के?
कैपिटल गेन्स में ना हम लोग जब भी एक्सेल डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं ना, तो वी आर गिविंग ऑल द रिपोर्ट जो भी है।
क्या बता रहे थे आप?
सो इफ दिस रिपोर्ट, सो इफ आई गो हियर इन द कैपिटल गेन्स, और मैंने जो फाइनेंशियल ईयर सिलेक्ट किया है ना, तो अगर लेट्स से मैंने स्पेसिफिक इन्वेस्टर सिलेक्ट किया है ना, जस्ट सिलेक्टेड द financial year, I get a summary report here itself in the Excel. I get a detailed report as well. I get a schedule 112A ka format, and if any ELSS schemes are there within that period, I get that as well.
नहीं, ये चीज अगर मेरे आ रहे मुझे पर्सनली थोड़ा बताएं तो थोड़ा अच्छे से ख्याल आएगा, अभी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है।
Sure.
और आरएम को तो मैंने पूछा तो वो तो मना कर रहा है कि वो अभी नहीं हो सकता है, सिस्टम में है ही नहीं है ऑप्शन। ऐसे में 7-8 महीने निकल गए हैं और मैं तो अभी सॉफ्टवेयर छोड़ने का सोच रहा था इसी रीजन से।
नहीं, हम डिस्कस करते हैं। मैं को बोलता हूं, आपको एक कॉल बैक दे दे, तो उससे आई थिंक आपको भी क्लैरिटी मिलेगा और हम लोग भी देख सकते हैं।
सॉरी, आपकी आवाज नहीं आई।
मैं कह रहा हूँ, मैं आरएम को बोलता हूँ आप कॉल बैक करें, एंड आपको जो एक दो चीजें बता भी देंगे और हम डिस्कस भी कर लेंगे कि ये जो कॉलम का आप बोले ना, वो चेंजेस हम देख लेते हैं, डिस्कस कर लेते हैं।
क्योंकि इवन यस्टरडे आल्सो आई टॉक टू हर, बट उन्होंने बोला कि नहीं मैं टीम को देती हूँ, अगर करेंगे तो होगा, कोई कमिटमेंट नहीं है, ऐसा बोल रहे हैं। अब ये तो बहुत बेसिक चीज है, यूनिट का टोटल आ रहा है, अमाउंट का नहीं आ रहा है। जब मैंने सॉफ्टवेयर परचेज किया तभी बोला था, तो बोले कि 2 दिन में हो जाएगा। अब 7-8 महीने हो चुके हैं, अब थक चुका हूँ बार बार रिक्वेस्ट करके, मेल करके, फोन करके और मैसेज करके।
नहीं नहीं, ठीक है, हम लोग डिस्कस, मैं एक बार डिस्कस करता हूँ। आपका आरएम कौन है, आप बोलोगे? सॉरी,
प्रियंका जी।
ठीक है, मैं एक बार डिस्कस कर लेता हूँ उनसे आपका प्रॉब्लम।
जी, थैंक यू।
Hello, yeah.
मैच्योरिटी और रिमाइंडर वाला टॉपिक पेंडिंग है, राइट?
Yeah, so I'll cover that quickly. So तो मैच्योरिटी एंड रिमाइंडर एक्चुअली व्हाट वी वर आल्सो थिंकिंग कि वो हम लोग एसेट्स के साथ करेंगे तो ज्यादा कंटेक्स्ट रहेगा, बट ठीक है, अभी क्योंकि हम लोग डाटा। सो मैच्योरिटी एंड रिन्यूअल में दो चीजें हैं। एक तो होता है जैसे एज एन एडवाइजर, इफ यू वांट टू सी कि कौन से एसेट्स का मैच्योरिटी पास आ रहा है, किस क्लाइंट का मैच्योरिटी आ रहा है, रिन्यूअल आ रहा है, सो दैट यू कैन आइदर कॉल हिम और सजेस्ट थिंग्स टू हिम, मतलब कुछ रिन्यू करना है या बोलते हैं ना कि ट्रांसफर कराना है। सो वो सब के लिए हम आपको एक रिपोर्ट देते हैं in the maturities and renewals where you can see all the asset classes कि अदर एसेट में कितने एसेट्स है, एफडी में किसकी मैच्योरिटी मैच्योर हो रही है नेक्स्ट 30 डेज में, नेक्स्ट 15 डेज में, सो ऑन। इधर आप चाहे तो कस्टम करके आप अपने हिसाब से कोई भी पीरियड का भी देख सकते हैं। सो दिस इज अबाउट द मैच्योरिटी। सिमिलरली रिन्यूअल्स में भी किसके इंश्योरेंसेस यू विल बेसिकली यू वांट टू सी कि किसका किसका इंश्योरेंस कौन सी तारीख को प्रीमियम पेमेंट आने वाला है, एंड सो ऑन। दोस काइंड ऑफ डिटेल्स आर अवेलेबल हियर। तो यहाँ पे मुझे दिख रहा है कि इनका 28 तारीख को इनका प्रीमियम ड्यू रहेगा, तो नेक्स्ट 30 डेज का आपको दिख रहा है, तो यू कैन ऑलवेज कॉल द क्लाइंट कि ये पॉलिसी का प्रीमियम भर दीजिए। सो दैट इज अबाउट द मैच्योरिटी एंड रिन्यूअल। दूसरा, रिमाइंडर के लिए अगर ये आपको मैन्युअली नहीं करना है तो इसका हमने ऑटोमेशन भी बनाया है, वेयर थ्रू रिमाइंडर्स, यहाँ पे एक्टिविटी सेक्शन में हमने एक रिमाइंडर्स सेक्शन बनाया है, वेयर यू कैन सेट अप रिमाइंडर्स कि मुझे फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर रिकरिंग कंट्रीब्यूशन की बात करूँ कि एसआईपी के एक दिन पहले मुझे क्लाइंट को मेल भेजना है कि कल आपका एसआईपी कटेगा तो बैंक को पैसा रखिए, तो समथिंग ऑन दोस लाइंस। सो दैट काइंड ऑफ emails कैन बी ऑटोमेटेड, जहाँ पे आप बोलते हो कि या तो 3 दिन पहले भेजना है या एक दिन पहले भेजना है, एंड दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स, देन आवर सिस्टम ऑटोमेटिकली सेंड्स दीज emails from the system. And this is true for SIP and all other assets related stuff. So इसमें आप मैच्योरिटीज भी कर पाएंगे, किसी की एफडी मैच्योर हो रही है तो आप उसको भी मेल भेज पाएंगे कि आपकी एफडी मैच्योर हो रही है, पैसा बैंक से निकाल लीजिए या वापस इन्वेस्ट कर लीजिए, एंड सो ऑन। तो ऐसा।
ओके, थैंक यू।
या so are there any other questions on this? ठीक है, so okay, just a second.
So there is an IP from Motilal Eswal tomorrow around 11:30 a.m. in the morning. So it is basically based on NFO, the new launch NFO Digital India, Motilal Oswal Digital India NFO. So everyone can probably attend it. And if you guys want, the link has been already campaigned on the WhatsApp. And if you guys want, you can share it with your clients as well. Apart from this, any other questions?
हेलो।
Hello.
एक डाउट था।
Yeah.
अगर फैमिली क्रिएटेड है बट किसी इंडिविजुअल को कंसोलिडेटेड रिपोर्ट भेजना है तो कैसे भेज सकते हैं हम?
So If you go, you can just select the family member wise filter and just you can just download the report.
बट उसमें तो सब फैमिली मेंबर्स का रिपोर्ट आता है, किसी एक इंडिविजुअल का नहीं आता है। आप एग्जांपल बता सकते हो अगर किसी का इंडिविजुअल रिपोर्ट भेजना है तो, कंसोलिडेटेड रिपोर्ट।
You can just filter out here and just let's say
Ankita, we cannot see your screen. Ankita.
okay, sorry. Now is my screen visible?
Yes.
Is this visible? Now here under the filter section, you can just select a specific family member. Let's have unchecked all and I've just selected Aruna. And if I click on generate report, I get the investments related to Aruna, if you see, right? And I can download this report and I can also share it on WhatsApp.
Ma'am, sorry to bother you, but my question is that we want consolidated report which comprises of my all the other assets as well, including if I'm added some fixed deposits and all that. Okay. So अगर मैंने उसमें फैमिली क्रिएट किया है और मेरे को फैमिली में मेरे को वो बोलते हैं कि मेरे को हर एक मेंबर्स का इंडिविजुअल चाहिए रिपोर्ट कंसोलिडेटेड, मैं वो ऑप्शन का बात कर रहा हूँ।
So right now it's not there with us. We will take it into consideration and we will discuss with our internal team.
प्लीज, क्योंकि वो एक थोड़ा प्रायोरिटी पे लगता है। वो क्लाइंट्स पूछते हैं कि मेरे को हर एक का इंडिविजुअल अगर मेरे को जानना है उनका टोटल असेट्स कितना है, लायबिलिटीज क्या क्या डाले हुए हैं, इफ आई वांट टू शेयर विद देम इंडिविजुअल हर एक उनके मेंबर्स का, वो मेरे पास ऑप्शन ही नहीं है फिलहाल, मेरे पास कंसोलिडेटेड ही जा रहा है।
Sure.
थैंक्स।
Ankita, just go to overview. ये रिपोर्ट्स सेक्शन जो है ना, यहाँ से आपको जो जो सेक्शंस के रिपोर्ट भेजने हैं वो यहाँ पे आप ऐड करके कंसोलिडेटेड प्लान जनरेट करके आप भेज सकते हैं। मतलब आपको यहाँ म्यूचुअल फंड का समरी देना है, एलआई का डेटा ऐड करना है,
मैम
यहाँ
एग्रीड
से
विद
आप
दैट, बट मैं बोल
जनरेट
रहा हूँ
कर
यहाँ
सकते
से
हैं।
अगर मेरे को इंडिविजुअल क्लाइंट का चाहिए, फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने फैमिली क्रिएट किया उसमें 3 जन है, तो मैं ये रिपोर्ट जनरेट
अच्छा,
करूंगा ना,
सिर्फ
वो
एक
तीनों
ही
का एक साथ
इन्वेस्टर की
आएगा।
करनी है।
हाँ, उसमें से
अच्छा,
मेरे को हर एक का इंडिविजुअल चाहिए, वो नहीं
ओ,
ऑप्शन।
हाँ, फैमिली मेंबर वाइज नहीं है, कंसोलिडेटेड पूरे ग्रुप का ही जाता है अगर यहाँ से लीजिए। गॉट इट। ठीक है, वी टेक इट एज अ फीडबैक।
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So if there are no further questions, I think we can wrap it up for the day. Thank you, everyone. So we'll be sending the next webinar link on the WhatsApp again by tomorrow. And if there are any other further questions, you can contact your RM. Thank you for joining today's session.
एक मिनट, कैन आई आस्क वन सिंगल क्वेश्चन?
Yeah.
So in mobile app, okay, I'm able to see the top 10 holdings and all that thing, right? For mutual fund मेरे जो भी stocks में गया है, मेरा वो वेब लॉगिन में कहाँ पे है? कुछ है ऑप्शन? वो मेरे को वेब में नहीं दिखा वो।
वेब लॉगिन में पोर्टफोलियो एनालिटिक्स में आपके आरएम से कांटेक्ट कर लीजिए, तो वो आपको आई थिंक दिखा देंगे।
तो एनालिटिक्स में जाके देखना पड़ेगा।
हाँ, सो वो आई थिंक
अभी एनालिटिक्स तो आपका वो पेड वर्जन में आता है, राइट? वो
correct.
कुछ तो एडिशनली भरना पड़ता है, बट मोबाइल ऐप में तो वो नहीं होता।
यस, क्योंकि मोबाइल ऐप पे आपको खाली एक विजेट हमें छोटा सा बाहर दिया है, बट क्योंकि वेब वर्जन में पूरा डिटेल्ड एनालिसिस है, तो दैट इज पेड।
नहीं, बट एक छोटा सा वैसा ही मोबाइल में जैसा दिया वैसा ही दे दोगे तो अच्छा नहीं है। वो क्लाइंट पूछता है यार मेरे को मोबाइल में दिखता है, मेरे को इसमें नहीं दिखता है वो बेसिक।
चलेगा, मैं टीम से डिस्कस कर लेता हूँ प्लीज।
प्लीज।
श्योर, थैंक यू।
थैंक्स।